Greetings, brothers and sisters. Another Hollywood celebrities dropping like flies. Making this on Saturday, but probably release it on Sunday. Um, so this is the 355. And I just want to start off here because, the last video I made was about Marvel failing time and time again to recognize that this feminist agenda and this woke agenda they're pushing in their movies is destroying their franchise. And you could say, well, it's part of an agenda, and there's there's value for them in that. Well, no, because nobody's watching it, right? You have to get people to buy in for it to work, and so it's having the opposite effect. If that's what they want, if they want people angry, they want people to be more divided, which is, of course, part of that agenda, then sure. But in terms of being successful, this is not. And so there was this movie called 355. I saw the trailer, and maybe I commented in a video or not. But it was about these five model-esque women. Some of them are, Jessica Chastain and Penelope Cruz. And you've probably seen all these women in one movie or another. And they were spies. And they're beating up men, and, they weigh 105 pounds or whatever it is, 120 max, And I didn't, it just looked really bad. Just the trailer alone. You just knew it sucked. And they were all from different countries, right? That's the other thing. They're spies who are all going rogue and starting their own feminist agenda, spy network, right? And Jessica Chastain just sucks a lot. She's been in a lot of movies made by the CIA and some of these other things. And so, so they put out this movie, and I didn't know how it did in the box office, or I didn't think about it. And then I saw it was on one of the movie channels, and I finished watching a basketball game last night. It's just about to go to bed, and I said I'll watch a little bit of this because I was talking about the Marvel stuff, and this is like it. And it's a scene where they're doing some spy stuff, and Jessica Chastain is with that guy who plays the Winter Soldier, whatever his name is, the actor, and he's her former boyfriend, and he's gone rogue too, but he's a criminal, and he kisses her, and she says, no, I'm not going to be with you, this whole thing, because I don't need a man. And then he leaves, and his bodyguard's there, and he says to his bodyguard, watch out for her, she's tough. And they have a fight, her and the bodyguard. The bodyguard's huge, and, she kicks his ass. And she's so unathletic, Jessica Chastain. Like, she can't even do a good fight scene because, and she's small. She couldn't hurt this guy even if she tried. There's, there's size difference and, bone density and things. And, if you're smaller, you can't hurt bigger people, right? You just can't. Like, this is, if you see some guy in the NFL or some NBA, some guy like Shaq, and, someone like me, I could punch Shaq as hard as I could in the face and couldn't hurt him, right? You just don't have the physical density. And women, it's more so. And so it's just ridiculous. And it's like they're so poorly done. And the rest of the movie, the acting was bad. I mean, the acting isn't even good. And there they are, right? They're just these badasses. And so I looked it up, and list of biggest office bombs, big box office bombs, and down here at number 3 is 355 in 2022. So it came out last year. It lost $100 million. And if nobody's watching it, and if it really sucks, it doesn't push an agenda. And it doesn't even make people angry because, like, this is the Marvel universe. But they don't learn, right? They're going into this action movie genre and featuring female characters. And in some cases, it can be okay. Once in a while, you can have a kick-ass female character, and it works. But she needs to be not a skinny little model who's never been in any kind of physical confrontation in her life, has no athletic ability, and is, not even a good actress. And so, they're just pushing this agenda, and it doesn't work. And it's like sad and pathetic, right? And, I covered this in my last video. So, the Silver Surfer now is going to be a woman, all these things. Let's go to this. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones scheduled to face trial in March over sexual allegations. There's a guy on the Oklahoma City Thunder Josh Giddey from Australia, who's got this as well. Taylor Swift's new album cover next year. Kelsey Hurts Swift. And the brilliant thing behind this is Travis's Kelsey's brother who plays center for the Philadelphia Eagles. The quarterback is named Hurts. So this happens all the time. Kelsey Hurts, because the quarterback's going to line up behind the center. But they have a running back. Their number one running back is named Swift. Like this is something that happens regularly when the Philadelphia Eagles, and in this case they're playing Travis Kelce's team, and this is a picture that can be taken all the time. So these three words are happening all the time like this in this order because it goes center, quarterback, and halfback. Jada Pinkett Smith steps out with actor friend Dwayne Martin after husband Will revealed the couple are in an open marriage. This is back in October 2021. And here she is with Dwayne Martin. She's wearing the mask. And so, there's been a long time rumor that Will and Dwayne were lovers and they were very close. Will bought him a house, all these things. I covered this in my last video. So that's interesting because, there they are there. And now they're going through this story that's happening. And here, this
dude straight up has a house on the top of this hill. This homeless dude's living like a king. Look at this. You got a walkway going up to their house they built. That is living like a homeless king right there. God damn.
He's got a kind of a nice spread there. And so, here. Now, Wayne Newton has always talked in a strange way. Johnny Carson made fun of him until Wayne Newton threatened him. Johnny Carson was always making fun of his voice, but also his face.
Mr. Newton, what is your favorite part about living in Las Vegas?
My favorite part about living in Las Vegas is the opportunity to spend a little time in this incredible...
So just there's some kind of song in the background, but my God. And so then this is Bruce Willis's wife, and Bruce is fascinated by bubbles. Look at him go. I mean, this is, why do this? I don't know how this picture exists. I thought it was on her Instagram, and Emma Hemming Willis, who's constantly talking about Family Caregivers Month and being a caregiver, and this is her centerpiece of her existence.
It's National Caregivers Month. This month is to honor and show support to our nation's 11.5 million vital care partners.
Sure, taking care of her brain-dead husband. But the bloom thing isn't here. So I don't know who took that picture or where it came from, but it's kind of funny. This is a great meme here. I see you have a sandwich. I, too, enjoy sandwiches. Yeah, this is... let me start over here. So apparently, Kim Northwest, Kanye and Kim's daughter, is pretty mean to Kim about her fashion choices. And so this exchange happened, which is kind of hilarious.
There's a way to be honest and not hurt people's feelings. So I want you to learn that because there's a way to say, I might not love that.
I might not love your necklace or your outfit, but I'm just trying to support you because, whatever you like, So that's it.
Yeah, that was a good start.
I don't like your dumb brain and your fake face. I don't like you've made yourself looking human. I don't, and the bulge in your pants and Okay, so one of my viewers sent me this, and I found a better version here. And I got one of those small sort of tall, those like half a version. But this is a 2-minute and 33-second long video. Sick kids versus heal the future. So this kid's dead, and I have to turn off the volume because it's at times it's going to feature a Billie Eilish song. So the kid's dead. Sitting there, he just had a heart attack. We saw part of this before. So they're going back in time. Or now he's going to the hospital. They can't revive him. Now they're going to go back in time. Go into his eye. Go back in time. Go into his Illuminati eye. Okay, so now they're playing the Billie Eilish song here, and so I'm going to have to turn off the volume. I want to get certain parts of this. So they're going back in time. Let me turn the volume off. The hospital's going back. There he is. They're trying to revive him. Let's play a little bit here. Trying to stand him up. And then there he is. And what happened? What's caused this? Where's the cause? He is in class. He's having trouble breathing. What's happening?
I got everything I want.
He's having this problem here. What's happening here? Oh, look at this guy. Are you okay? This guy goes, are you okay? He goes, yeah, I don't know what's up. And then there he is as a kid. This is an ongoing problem here. There he is running. He's running. What's happening here? He's fainting and something's going on with the guy. This problem has existed his whole life for some reason. He was born with it, apparently. It didn't happen recently because something was given to him that was inappropriate. There he is again. He's huffing and puffing, and he's got a heart issue he doesn't even know about. There he is on the subway. His mom is like,
What's wrong?
he doesn't know what to say. He's maybe having an asthma attack. What's up with him? It's just he's had all these problems. Even as a little baby, there is what's happened. There's his dad, and he doesn't feel so good. He's out of breath. He fell down. He's had this heart issue his whole life, and then going back even, it's genetic. There's some genetic issue here, and then it's going all the way. These things that have happened, going through this internal world, and who's this person? Was she got a solution for us? Oh, she's discovered this kid's got an issue here. Maybe she's had a breakthrough. Look, she's happy. Mom brings a baby in.
And if necessary, it can reactivate the heart.
So she's developed something here that they're going to put in his chest, and it can reactivate his heart. And so they've given him a scan and MRI, see if he needs it. Now he's going to have open heart surgery as a little kid. He's had the surgery, and now it's in his heart. Now he's riding his bike, and it's there. He's playing. It's just his all healed. He's got this piece of hardware in his body. He's dancing. He's got all this stuff. He's running, and he's doing all these things, and there's no issues. He's got all this stuff. Now he's got this thing in his heart. He's driving with his dad, and here he is at school. His friends are showing him this thing. This is the day he died. He died because his heart gave out on him. He had cardiac arrest.
I had a dream.
And here he is. His friend's doing a selfie. We've seen this before. He comes up and he's like, oh my God, my heart. He's having the thing. And then what's happening here? His heart attack. Call 911. He's got this device inside. This thing is going to save him. Boom! It's restarted his heart. Thank God. Thank God he developed this technology. And he restarted his heart. Now he is, oh my God, I'm better. I'm back. My heart is. What if we could predict illness before it even starts? Well, that would be great. Maybe, with Precision Child Health, we can. And so this is an ad for this thing. Heal the Future. All these kids who have bad hearts. These kids are all being born with bad hearts. We don't even know. It's genetic. LeBron playing James' son. All these kids who are dropping dead all over the place. It's not the bloop. It's not any of these things. They're just born with it. And, we could heal them ahead of time. We can predict the future. We know these kids are all born with bad hearts. I mean, it's something new that's just happened, and nothing that we can explain. It's just, it's the way kids are today. Sick Kids versus the healthefuture.ca. I Googled overpopulation worldwide, and it's, they have this thing at the United Nations World Population Day. It's a way to reduce the population without saying it. Bill Gates won this award. And are stronger and healthier when women and girls are empowered to choose and when to build families they want. So they're pushing birth control here, unleashing the power of gender equality, uplifting the voices of women and girls to unlock the world's infinite possibilities. They make up 49% of the global population, and women and girls are often ignored in discussions on demographics and the rights violated in the population policies. And sexual and reproductive lives that heightens their vulnerability to violence, harmful practices, and preventable maternal death, with a woman dying every 2 minutes due to pregnancy or childbirth. So there's an award that they give for anybody who can find ways to bring down the world population. Bill Gates has won this award. And, there are these things, right? And so they know that the world is overpopulated and has been for a while. And it's something they don't want to talk about because the obvious solution is find ways to reduce the population, and nobody wants to hear that. Boop, right? And so why would they care about COVID? Why would they care about kids having cardiac arrest? And it's not just the cardiac arrest, but let's say a kid grows up, especially men, with a bad ticker, with a bad heart. They're going to have trouble reproducing. They're just, and these are the best way to reduce population is through not getting pregnant, not having babies. It's not killing off other people. It's stopping the numbers, right, of babies being born. And they've done that. They've reduced the amount of babies being born, and that's going to increase over time. So here, before 2020, it used to be 140 million babies a year. And now it's 133 million, 134 million. And so, that's a significant drop-off. And it's going to get worse each year from now on. There's going to be less and less babies being born. And again, I believe the world's overpopulated. I've talked about this before. It's debated in the truth community. I'm tired of listening to people and their goofy theories about it. If you go to these places, if you've been to dense population areas, overpopulation happens in cities. Overpopulation is in dense population areas. And for human beings, it's global because there's all these dense population areas. And there's just not enough resources and, the level of quality of life and things that's gone on because of it. But their solution is different than mine. Because their solution is they're picking and choosing and trying to figure out ways to reduce the population and doing it in a very creepy, murderous way. It used to be 54 million deaths, and now it's up to 67 million. And so what they've done is they've brought those numbers closer together. And sometime in the near future, the deaths will exceed the births. And once that happens, everything changes because population growth and prosperity go hand in hand. But once overpopulation happens, you get into a time of deprivation, and then there's population reduction. And when a species population is at its peak, when the species is overpopulated, then it's most vulnerable to being, depopulated, to having that reversed, right? And that's where we are now. That's where human beings are now. We're on the cusp of something, that's going to be like extinction level type possibilities. And things happen to bring down a population just naturally. You don't have to mess with it. But we've sort of subverted those natural occurrences and, found ways around them. And now the population growth has gotten out of hand and they don't know what to do about it, right? But there's been an uptick in deaths and a decrease in births. And then eventually it's going to be hard for women to get pregnant. And it's going to be, you see that movie, that wonderful movie, Children of Men. It's just a, classic movie where the youngest person in the world is 18 and he dies because women aren't able to get pregnant, but there are a few that are, and it's a whole thing. But it's a great movie. But anyways, a few more things here. Jojo Magoo. It's like a... They had to call in the fire department to put out his cake, right? That gives you an idea. Sometimes the Lord makes the memes uninvolved in peace, right? That's a so-called peacekeeper there. Travis Kelce's mom, Donna, admits she's not disappointed Taylor Swift missed the Chiefs and Eagles game. Trouble in paradise. CNN releases audio of Mike Johnson called abortion an American Holocaust.
In their challenge, Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. And Andrew, what else have you found? You've looked through hundreds of interviews.
Yeah, that's right. The new House Speaker is unknown to a lot of people. He was selected pretty much overnight. There was no vetting process. He doesn't even come from a competitive district, so he's never really had a real race. So we went through hundreds of his interviews, radio, television, op-eds to see.
Look at if we find something bad. He might have said something brilliant. He could have done something. I don't think he did. The guy's weird, But they're combing through it, looking for something we're looking for some dirt.
What does Mike Johnson really believe? And one of the most interesting things that we found was on the day that Roe v. Wade was struck down, he called into a conservative talk radio show. And I think the second biggest piece of news that day, besides Roe, was Clarence Thomas's concurring opinion, where he said we should revisit the rulings that struck down that allowed same-sex marriage, that allowed contraceptions, that legalized gay sex. And this was an opinion that was so far out there that even the very conservative Supreme Court wasn't willing to go along with this. Thomas wrote that opinion alone. But Johnson actually very, very strongly endorses this opinion from Thomas. He defends it. Take a listen to him right here on that day.
He's so proud, the guy. The guy's so proud. Look at him. Look at how proud he is. Look at how psyched he is. Oh, we got him. We got him.
Hey.
There's been some really bad law made. They've made a mess of our jurisprudence in this country for the last, several decades. And maybe some of that needs to be cleaned up. And what Justice Thomas is calling for is not radical. In fact, it's the opposite of that.
Kaboom!
Now, we should note his office told us that he views those cases as settled law, but we did find another instance in our story in 2015 where it's during the presidential election, and he actually says that the new president can appoint justices that might overturn same-sex marriage.
Right. And we know, what people say is settled law is not what they necessarily think of the law. All right, Speaker Johnson has a history of anti-gay rhetoric. You have unearthed much of this, supporting anti-gay policies, very clearly doing so, and you found out more about his personal views.
Yeah, that's right. Homosexuality was something that...
What was the part of the thing where they found a tape that said he called it a American Holocaust?
Johnson talked about a lot over the years in what we reviewed. He called it inherently unnatural. He said it was a dangerous lifestyle. We found a clip where he supported a ban on gay adoptions, where he said that homosexuality was a behavior, and because of that, it wasn't protected from anti-discrimination laws. And that sort of goes into this next clip that I want to play, which is him discussing what he thinks the proper role of government is. Listen to what he said here.
One of the primary purposes of the law in civil government is to restrain evil. We have to acknowledge collectively that man is inherently evil and needs to be restrained. That's the problem.
Uh-oh. That ain't good. He's one of those.
With the radical left, they don't acknowledge a God.
So we also found Johnson...
First of all, the left is talking about the right as being inherently evil, right? The nature of human beings, regardless of whether they believe in Christianity or not, or whatever it is. But, there is evil, evil's afoot, right? Evil's kind of run amok, and not biblical evil, but just, stuff that goes against, even if you're an atheist, right, you got to see that there's some level of, an uptick in evil, right? But that guy is, he's out there and
saying that he supported imprisoning abortion doctors, the elimination of hate crimes. He backed a Louisiana abortion ban that did not have exceptions for rape or incest. So when he's talking about restraining evil, this is the sort of thing that he means.
All right, Andrew, thank you very much.
Good job, buddy. So it says here, Cassie smiles as she's seen for the first time since settling Sean Diddy Combs' abuse lawsuit. And here she is, all smiles. So she was asking for $30 million. I bet she got $5 million. Carol Stansberry's husband, Sergio Carlalaro, tears up over facelift. One of the hardest days of my life. He plays a song here. I also think it's a Billie Eilish song. if I recall correctly. He's like,
You see her, so I got her some flowers. Get well soon. A little card. And her favorite.
oh, it's not Billy. So he's got a smoothie. He's got all these things, got flowers. And then goes in the hospital. And there's his wife. Look at her frickin' face. I love her so much. I love her so much. I love her so much in her swollen reptile face.
The staples are out, so I'm very, very nervous.
Okay, so I just like, it doesn't look good. I don't know what she looked like before, but she's made it worse. Because now it's unnatural. Now you don't look human. And it's probably just it's one of many, right? This is, it's a never-ending spiral trying to fix something that shouldn't be fixed. Tiffany Hardish arrested for alleged DUI after being found asleep at the wheel. Police found Hardish while responding to a call about a car stopped in the middle of a busy street in Beverly Hills. So she fell asleep in the middle of Beverly Hills at 5 a.m. So she was probably coming in from something. She's very annoying. And she's in everything now. And now she's, how drunk was she? She's driving at 6 o'clock in the morning and just falls asleep in the middle of the road. Megan Thee Stallion says she's not going to be stingy. She is going to be stingy with sex. I'm not a freak anymore. Exactly. You're no freak anymore. You were a freak, but not anymore. Big old freak. I guess she had a song. She said in this clip here. Bet it's TikTok. No, it's Twitter.
It's like nobody be listening to my music. They be like, oh, Megan Thee Stallion. I cannot believe.
She did a commercial with a unicorn for the NBC Olympics. I'll find that after this.
She likes to have sex. I cannot believe Megan Thee Stallion. We shall be. No, but I am turning over, a new leaf.
A new leaf when it comes to sex.
And I'm stingy with the cootie cat. I'm not a freak anymore.
I'm not a freak anymore. I was a freak. Not a freak anymore. I've grown up out of my freak stage.
Oh my God. I'm done. I'm done with the shreds.
Okay, let's find her ad here. So NBC is hosts the Olympics every year, which I think they've overpaid for because I think people have lost interest with it. It's going to be in France, and they have this pitch meeting. There was another one I wanted to show you. I forget who it was, and maybe I'll see it again. I'm sure I'll see it again.
Welcome to the Paris Olympics.
There she goes.
Look at my hot girl. Bonjour.
Look, it's a Pegasus.
And that is the Olympics hot girl style.
So it's a winged, fire-breathing, talking horse.
Duh.
Okay.
That is the Olympics.
Olympics?
Olympics.
What are they not getting about this?
Right?
So this was horrible. I mean, just atrocious. It was really bad. They're going after younger viewers. They had another one. I can't remember who it was. I thought maybe it was Arnold or somebody. It was really bad. But they're doing anything to try to win a new audience. And the Olympics is, sort of tanking. People have lost interest in it, especially younger generation. But anyways, par for the course. Only spirituality will save this world. It's Paul Romano, definitely pointing from the apocalypse and the ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.